how do the Zone Mortalis tiles really work? Are you sure you want to go down this route? Like, really sure? Welcome back to the State of Play. I'm Will, and in this video we're going to talk about the Zone Mortalis floor tiles. Big, flat, plastic squares. Okay, it doesn't really sound that interesting when I say that. I originally bought the tiles because I was going to go down the Games Workshop route and glue and build tiles. I thought they looked really cool, like awesome little dioramas. But when I opened my first box of tiles, one of them wobbled. Now, it wasn't a major warp. It was just enough to be annoying and make me kind of reevaluate the whole plan. Sure, I could have probably bent it back into shape in hot water or glued walls on top and hoped it would flatten out, but what if it didn't? So because of this, I ended up taking a bit more of a deep dive into how the tiles actually work. And it's an incredibly clever system. Owen Patton, the Games Workshop designer that did this, did a fantastic job on it. It matches perfectly with the Sector Mechanicus kits in both height and scale, and it does really fit together in a modular way. Obviously, I don't have any tiles now, so I made my own in Illustrator. It's just cardboard to show you guys how the tiles actually work. Go with me. I really wasn't going to buy a whole lot of tiles just to explain why I didn't buy the tiles. Unlike in Back to the Future, I did actually spend time to make it to scale. Columns and walls will only fit on tiles in specific places. Columns over vents and walls over what I'm going to call them runners. I mean, it works, it's great, but weirdly, it actually limits the kind of things that you can build. Don't get me wrong, I've seen some utterly fantastic things being put together, but if I wanted, say, a really long wall or 2 columns side by side, I'd kind of have to start gouging bits out of the tile. And at that point, you kind of have to question why you bought the tiles in the first place. Why don't we just print this thing back out in full colour? I mean, with a bunch of shadows, textures and rust on this thing, in Photoshop, you'd never know it was made of paper. Now, even if you've got everything where you want it, and you choose to glue these down, that's it. That's your tile. Forever. You better make sure it's exactly what you want. Now, 3 months from now, a year from now, or your only option really is to make a brand new tile, which you'll need to do anyway if you want to swap between, say, a settlement tile or a sump tile or a market tile. Tiles themselves kind of create the need to keep making more tiles. If you do decide to make tiles, they do have this huge benefit that they can be easily put on a table because it's one big solid chunk. Just imagine these are tiles. I guess the premise of the tiles was so that you can very quickly set up a table. You would take an entirely pre-made tile and just lay it on the table, then bring in the next ones. Super quick. But we're getting back to that sort of time and money balance, because each fully built tile is not cheap and you will need more of them over time. Yeah, you can move the tiles around, you can rotate them, you can create different layouts and configurations, but with limited tiles, the combinations are limited. The combinations only start to increase the more tiles you make, but each glued down tile will always look the way you built it, and if you hate it later, there's very little, actually nothing, that you can do with it, except make a new tile. If you're making a 2x2 board, it's a simple case of dropping 4 tiles on the table and rotating them the way you want them, moving them around as needed. It's easy. But, as I said, if you get bored with one of these tiles over time, or want a completely new location, you have to make another one and swap it out. You can probably find enough storage space for 4 tiles and 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot cubes. Probably. Maybe. I mean, I couldn't, but you might. As you move up in table sizes, the pros are that they will be quicker to set up. You'll be able to move more things around for variety, but they'll start to become harder to store. A 4x4 table, for example, will need 16 tiles, even if 2 of them are blank. That's 12-inch by 12-inch cubes that need to go somewhere and not get damaged. So that's 14 tiles you need to fit in your house. To put that in context, 14 1-foot by 1-foot cubes is the size of a sofa. They would need to go in my garage. And let's be honest, in the UK, a garage is the place you put things to pretend they don't exist. Not your car. No, I mean, God forbid you'd actually want to put a car in there. If I had to sum up the tiles, I'd be honest and say tiles are quicker to set up, but they cost more. The system is fantastic, cleverly thought out, easy to assemble. It can be a bit limiting where you can put things and how specific you can be with layouts. They're harder to store, and for every new location you want, you need a new tile. And the modularity has its flaws, but overall it's a simple and effective way to build a table for Necromunda. It loses me on 2 counts. And for me, these are big ones. If I'm dropping this kind of money on terrain, it can't just work for one game, i.e. Necromunda. And I cannot really get over the fact that the storage space required for a bunch of tiles is vast. It's huge. I needed mine to pack away like this. You can see, it's like this room is full, and this is the room I'm allowed in. If it extends outside of this room, no. Like pain of death, no. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope this helped, and remember to like and subscribe, because you didn't on the last one, so, you know.